Hi guys, welcome to today's Mobility Flow. Today we're in a park. We're going to start with some standing back bends. So you're going to start with your hands up above your head. You're going to tuck your pelvis and then you're going to lean back slightly. Make sure you try and keep those rib cages down and make sure you're managing your breath and your pressure through the entire movement. So you want to be able to inhale and exhale while keeping a tight core and being able to slightly lean back into that lower back. So stabilize, hands come overhead, inhale, exhale, reach back. Still managing that breath and that pressure. Holding just a little bit longer. We're going to move into some cross body shoulder extension. So I'm internally rotating my hands and externally rotating them as they come out straight. Bring them together back behind your head. Interlace your fingers and let your chin and your neck find alignment here. You're not going to be pushing on your neck or pushing your head forward. You just want to simply open up the shoulders, open up the chest. And again, try and stay aware and mindful of what your lower body's doing. We're going to hinge forward into good mornings. You can drop the hands if this is too much, but if you're a little bit more mobile, then go ahead and keep them behind your head as you drop the chest and let the hips hinge backwards. Want to squeeze the glutes at the top. Inhale, drop. Exhale, come up. Next, we're going to go low with our shoulder stretch here. So we're going to interlace our fingers low, like right above the butt. And you're going to hinge forward and let those arms come back behind you. Trying to find different rotations with the shoulders. You can try and drop a little lower. I'd like your arms to be a little bit more straight. So now you're going to inhale, halfway lift, exhale, grab either side of the elbow. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten the back. Exhale, drop the hands, grab the elbows. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop down. We're going to slowly come all the way back up. Let the arms go, release, inhale and exhale. Big controlled arm circles here. I want you to envision that you have a PVC pipe in your hand and your arms are going all the way back behind you. Next, we're going to go super wide into a wide stance. You're going to reach across your body and then reach up towards the sky. Alternating. We're going to do 5 rotations on each side. And then you're going to find yourself into a nice side body stretch. Letting the hand come back behind you, looking up towards that hand, and letting that side body just extend nicely here. Come back to center. And you're going to take that arm across your body and push it out. So we're going to reverse what we just did and play around with some rotations. Right back into that side body stretch. And right back into those rotations. Shake it out. This stretch can be quite intense, so it helps to do some counter movements. We're going to do the same thing on this side, rotating over. I dropped the reach on this side, but I'd love if you could keep up with your reach. And we're going to go over to that opposite side. Side body stretch. Make sure you try and look up at that hand if it's possible. Inhale and exhale, holding that stretch and releasing. Cross body rotation. Shake out that shoulder, create some tension in that upper body as you extend and bring it back. Back over to that side body stretch. and back to center and rotate. We're going to come back to center here, hang out in that sumo position. We're just going to do a straddle hold. We're going to go nice and deep into that sumo squat, letting our arms come up a little higher each time. So I like to think about this like low, medium, and high. So I'm in a high sumo squat right now with my arms. I'm going to go low, drop the hips, hinge back. I'm going to go medium. Inhale, push back, and exhale, high, extend. Let that chest stay up. Good. Inhale, push back. Exhale, low. Inhale, back. Exhale, medium. Inhale, push back. Exhale, high. Arms come high above the head. Good. Next up, we're going to move into a frog stretch. So your toes are out wide and your knees are out wide, and you're going to push back into those hips. You can push back as far as comfortable to you. We're really trying to create a lot of openness through our hips, increase the range and mobility. And this static hold is a really good tool to doing that. So make sure you're thinking about inhaling and exhaling. You're going to come up into downward dog, push back into those hamstrings, and pedal out those feet. Shake it out. We're going to drop into that runner's lunge. Holding our chest high. Next, you're going to rotate onto your leg and you're going to hold that 90-90 hip position. And we're going to lift and lower that back knee, coming back into that pigeon pose. Just a little hello from Odessa. She was trying to check the time for me. You want to aim to hold this pigeon pose for about 2 minutes on each side. You can give yourself that little break with those hip rotations. And then we're back into that downward facing dog, pedaling out the feet. We're going to move into that opposite side pigeon stretch. You should be able to see this rotation a little bit better on this side. See how I'm just sliding out of that pigeon pose and going right into those back knee external hip rotations. So we're just holding that pigeon stretch again, inhaling and exhaling. Pushing back into downward facing dog. We're going to drop to the knees. We're going to do some cat-cows. Syncing up our breath here. We want to Inhale, push the floor away. Exhale, let the belly drop. Oh, that's backwards. So you want to exhale, push the floor away, and inhale, drop into the cow position. Exhale and inhale. Exhale, engage that core. Inhale, relax. Exhale, push it away, sit back, do a body roll, and tuck the toes and push back into downward facing dog. Holding here, pushing into those shoulders. We're going to come into a runner's lunge now. You can stay in this runner's lunge, or you can choose to make it a little bit more intense by raising that back leg up. I'm going to do 10 lifts just to warm up that hamstring, and then I'm going to lift that foot and reach back for it. Opening up through the chest and inhaling and exhaling. Feel free to just hold in that runner's lunge. If that feels good to you and that's enough, that is totally fine. Those of you that are super bendy, please take advantage of this progression. We're going to straighten out that front hamstring, and then we're going to take that opposite hand and thread it through and try and rotate and open up through the chest. Coming back into that runner's lunge, push back into downward dog, pedal out the feet side to side, and opposite side comes forward. We're just going to hold here, and then we'll move into that progression. We're going to lift and lower that back foot again, and you can try and reach for it. Looking back at this video, I would have rathered I just stayed in that runner's lunge rather than trying to prove to you guys that I'm mobile enough to do this. Sometimes with stretching, we can let our ego take over, and it's really important to just tune into your body and let it go. Don't force a stretch if it's not there. I'd rather you just keep where you're at than risk injuring yourself. So you can see that cross-body rotation on this side, reaching underneath and extending, coming back into that runner's lunge, holding here, lifting and going back into downward facing dog. Stretching that out, moving through that come down. We're going to drop the hips, and we're going to hold low in that sumo squat position. You're going to lift the hips, halfway lift, and all the way up to the top here. We're going to do alternating knee hugs right now, side to side. Let one knee come up, hug it into the chest, and do 5 static lunges on each leg. Feel how much better those hips feel after all that stretching. We're just pushing into that stretch, using the heel to push back into that back foot. Good. Shake that out. Little wiggles. Feels good. We're going to interlace the fingers again back behind us. Pull the shoulders down and back away from the ears. Lift the head. Breathe here. And that's it, guys. Thanks for coming along for this mobility flow.